Bem-vindos ao nosso espaço, um mergulho profundo nos assuntos mais interessantes de esportes, ciências e temas gerais do momento. Aqui você vai encontrar conteúdo de qualidade, com análises empolgantes e descobertas fascinantes que vão expandir seus horizontes. Nossa missão é trazer informação relevante de forma dinâmica e descontraída. Queremos que você faça parte dessa jornada incrível de conhecimento e diversão. Se gostar do nosso conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like e se inscrever no canal para não perder nenhuma novidade. Ative o sininho também. Aproveite!
If you love science, don't forget to like and subscribe. When we walk through a garden, we see a riot of colors and shapes designed to attract our eyes and the senses of bees. But beneath that aesthetic surface lies a rigorous, invisible world of engineering that would make a NASA physicist blush. We are talking about the Navier-Stokes bloom. The Navier-Stokes equations are the fundamental mathematical descriptions of how fluids, liquids and gases move. They govern everything from the way air flows over a Boeing 747's wing to the swirling patterns of a hurricane. For over a century, these equations have been the final boss of classical physics, notoriously difficult to solve. Yet, for millions of years, flowers have been using the principles within these equations to master the art of reproduction. To understand how a flower steers pollen, we first have to talk about the scale of the problem. For a tiny grain of pollen, the air isn't just a gas, it's more like a thick, viscous syrup. This is a concept in fluid dynamics known as a low Reynolds number. At this scale, inertia, the tendency of an object to keep moving, is almost non-existent. Instead, viscosity, the stickiness of the air, dominates everything. Imagine trying to throw a ping-pong ball through a pool of honey. That is what it feels like for a flower to release its pollen into the breeze. This is where the Navier-Stokes bloom comes into play. Flowers have evolved specific geometries that exploit the physics of air to overcome this stickiness. Take, for example, the concave shape of many wildflowers. As wind blows over the edge of a petal, it doesn't just pass by. The specific curvature of the petal causes the air to trip and tumble, creating what physicists call vortices, miniature, spinning tornadoes of air. These vortices act like invisible hands. They can trap drifting pollen grains that would otherwise sail right past the flower, pulling them down into the boundary layer, near the surface of the flower where they are more likely to land on the stigma, the plant's reproductive receptor. But it gets even more sophisticated. Some flowers, like orchids, have intricate tunnels and landing pads that act as micro-aerodynamic nozzles. When a pollinator like a hummingbird or a bumblebee approaches, the flapping of their wings creates a highly turbulent airflow. A flat surface would just let that air scatter. However, the orchid's shape is designed to channel that turbulence, creating a focused stream of air that literally pumps pollen onto the back of the insect. This isn't a passive process. It's a dynamic interaction where the flower's shape is the hardware, and the Navier-Stokes equations are the software. Furthermore, researchers using high-speed cameras and computational fluid dynamics models have discovered that some flowers create stagnation points right above their reproductive organs. A stagnation point is a spot where the local velocity of the fluid is zero. By creating this tiny pocket of calm air in the middle of a breeze, the flower ensures that any pollen grain entering that zone will lose its momentum and drop precisely where it needs to go. It is like having a tractor beam made of air, specifically tuned to the density and mass of a pollen grain. Why does this matter to us? Beyond the sheer wonder of botanical engineering, studying these floral fluid dynamics has massive implications for human technology. We are currently in a race to develop micro-drones for environmental monitoring and lab-on-a-chip technologies for medical diagnostics. These devices operate at the same scale as a pollen grain in a flower. By mimicking the Navier-Stokes bloom, engineers are learning how to move particles through complex environments without using heavy pumps or fans, relying instead on the subtle geometry of the channels themselves. This field, known as biomimetic microfluidics, owes everything to the structural evolution of plants. Nature has had millions of years to iterate on these designs, perfecting the way a petal curves to maximize the capture of a single, microscopic speck of life. Every time you see a flower swaying in the wind, you aren't just looking at a plant. You're looking at a living solution to one of the most complex mathematical challenges in history. The next time you admire a bloom, remember that its beauty is more than skin deep. It is a masterclass in the physics of the invisible, a testament to how life thrives by dancing with the laws of the universe. For more incredible facts like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.